Welcome back, everyone. Well, apparently between all the wind and the storms we've had coming through the last couple of days, I guess it decided to go ahead and pop this rub rail loose for me. So, thankfully, I still had one of the bolts in back here, and it's holding up this corner. And up front there, you see it kind of laid itself out flat, but the rope that I've got tied in to keep the tarp in place stopped it from falling all the way to the ground. So, happy about that anyway. I went ahead and just kind of bent this sheet metal a little bit so I could get it in behind this top piece. I'll take out the top bolt here so I can get this flat up against the metal. But we're getting a lot closer. So, the deal now, I really want to get this riveted back up in place, at least a few of them to hold it up so it doesn't break the rope and fully slide to the ground. So, I wasn't able to get the straps replaced. Let me see if I can point you in the right direction up there. I think you can see it right there. There's one of them. The other one is up underneath the tarp. But I'm just going to take this one and kind of put it right up there in the middle someplace, maybe a little forward of center, and see if I can flip him around. It's not windy today, so it should be doable. But yeah, I need to get this thing hung in the right position and see if I can't slide it back up into place and get a few rivets in. That said, what I am going to do before I put it up in there, let's see if I can get you close enough to actually see any of this. So you notice we have a lot of rivets in here. Some of these I was able to punch all the way through, but some of them not so much. So I'm just going to take the air hammer and see if I can punch through some of these that are really close. And then I'll be, grinding down the rest of these a little bit, see if I can get them flat enough that I can, again, punch them through. So, you know, if it's going to open up like this, I might as well make use of it. That's what I figure. So anyway, we'll get a little work done and see if I can't get this back up in place. Okay, I definitely wouldn't recommend painting at these temps, but at least it's not like below zero like it was last time I tried this. So what I did, I just took out the upper bolt over here just so I can get this to move in tight. That bottom bolt is still attached, and I think you can see it, I hope. Up near the front up there, we've got a strap running down that's holding it in position. So what I'm going to do is hook up the pneumatic rivet gun. I'm going to move up that direction. I'll see if I can move you all up there with me and see if we can't lift it up into place and put a rivet in partway down, just to kind of hold it in position. I've got a lot of these lower holes punched out now and drilled to the right size, so I should be able to put most of the lower rivets in place, which is kind of cool. I couldn't do that on the other side, so let's get you up there. General rule of thumb, don't put your tripod over your airline. Okay. All right, there we go. So, more time, let that paint dry some more. Okay, so that's about in the right place. So just gonna move back here a little bit. Find one of these that's about right. Man. Note to self, definitely do not do this in these temperatures. Okay. All right, one rivet in position. See if I can drop a couple more in here. There we go. Okay, now with those in place, I should be able to get rid of this strap. There we are. All right, let me go ahead and pop a couple more in up here. Go. Well, I have to ream out a few of these, but that's okay. And remember, this part doesn't have to be watertight. In fact, I'd actually prefer there's a little bit of weepage going on underneath this rail. Everything's painted underneath, so I'm not worried about it rusting. But generally speaking, if it does get any water behind it, I want it to be able to clear out and not sit back there. So I don't really care so much if this is a watertight seam. I'm more interested in this one, which I'll be dealing with shortly. You know what? I didn't drill all of these out, did I? There we go. One more touch up. Alright, gonna wait a little bit longer for the rest of that to dry as much as it can, and then we'll come back out here and put the rest of them on. And I think we're there. Let's see if we can get in here. Well, there's still a few to put in, but we're definitely getting there. One more over here. For those of you who are wondering about the pneumatic guns, check that out. Gotta love it. That would take forever if I was doing it by hand. So these are absolutely worth the money. All right, so up under the tarp up front, I still have a bunch of rivets to put in, but I didn't actually get to the point where I could get up there and get them out of the bus, so I'll have to deal with them later. But that's okay. The majority of the lower rivets are in on this side. We'll keep working on it. And again, just like the other side, my next step is going to be working the side pieces down from the top, and I'll put in this top layer of rivets as the last thing I do on this side. But we'll keep working. As for next steps, I think you can see some of the holes in the side of the bus here. So I drilled out as many as I could using the holes in the hat channels from the inside as a reference point. I used my 3/16 drill bit, so I started out kind of midway through what I normally would drill. And with that, I should be able to step up to the 17/64 that I'm using for the rivets. The nice part about this is because I staggered my additions to the hat channels, I should be able to use the T-square like I did on the other side and take some measurements. Now what you'll notice right here is going to be a bit of a problem. There aren't really any holes that came through, just one came through here. And over here I've got a bit to go up top, so man, the issue here is I still need to drill out where the hat channels are. So like up here, you can see kind of up above that, there's a big open space. That's one of the new pieces of hat channel. So I'll be using 1/8 inch to drill back through, and then I can use the 3/16 coming back this direction. Same thing over here. I only drilled the ones that I could easily get to. And yeah, basically what it comes down to, I'll drill as many as I can, then I'm going to try to put something on the outside and just push the sheet metal in toward the bus. That should give me the ability to drill a few more of these, like these seams here. The problem is, where I've got 2 layers of steel overlapping each other, getting through the first layer was easy. Getting through the second layer is a lot harder, just because these kind of push out and this doesn't do anything to hold them in place. So I still want to do my riveting from the top down instead of riveting the top of this rub rail in first. This would definitely hold the metal in place, but I run the risk of potentially not putting it in quite right and having a bubble or a bow in the sheet metal, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, I'll lean something up against the outside to try to push in on it. If you had an extra person, this would be a great time to make use of them. So having one person outside standing on, say, a piece of scaffolding, just kind of pushing in on the metal around the hat channel, and then having somebody from the inside drilling out, it'd make it a whole lot easier. But again, I didn't do it that way, and I'm working on my own, so I'll do the best I can. Well, that's about as much drilling as I can do from the scaffolding down here. I need to get the extension ladder over and see if I can get the higher ones as well. Then I'll come back out when it's light outside to work with the T-square and see if I can mark out a few more for drilling. But we're getting there. I would say I'm about 1/3 of the way through, and I've got quite a few more holes that are at least partially drilled from the inside. So we're getting there, but it's going to be a process, obviously, just like the other side. So now what I'm going to do is work my way across the remainder of this bottom drip rail up here. Basically, I need to get this back section riveted in all the way around the corner before I can run the rivets down the back side here to seal this flat against everything. And the only reason I'm not putting rivets into the side panel as I create them, or as I get the holes done, just to hold things together, just like the other side, I do want to put some sealant in between all these seams, just to try to keep the possibility of water working its way in to a minimum. So for now, we're going to go ahead and work across here. I'll grab the extension ladder and get going. Remember, as before, what I've been doing with these, when I have a pre-existing hole that I can use as a marker, I'm taking my 17/64 drill bit here and just putting it in the hole and making a mark, and then using an 1/8 inch bit to drill the initial pilot hole, then 3/16, and then back to the 17/64. And once I have everything drilled through, then I'm running a deburring bit on the outside, and hopefully that keeps everything pretty clean and allows the rivet to seat flat up against the sheet metal. So for those who haven't watched my previous riveting videos, that's the technique that I use. Alright, I think we're pretty much there as far as drilling these out are concerned. I've got, looks like 2, maybe 3 more that I need to do a little touch-up on down the bottom here. And we're drilled out all the way to the edge there. And then I've got to deal with this corner around there. Up top, I went ahead and drilled out 1 more. And then I've got 1 extra there, and I've got to do a little extra finish work around the edges where I need to hammer that down. But it's finally warm enough to actually put some paint down, so I'm going to let this set up and dry, and hopefully tomorrow I can get out here and finish these rivets. So I know these last few videos have been kind of scattered, and I apologize for that. I will be picking up on this pretty soon, and like I said at the end of the last video, I'll be switching gears here shortly and working on the pickup truck. So it's finally warm enough again to actually get that happening. But anyway, all of this needs to be done, so I'll keep working on it. But hope you all stick around for the ride, and we'll see how things go. Alright, let's go ahead and get these rivets in before it's too dark to film. It's strange, I don't remember these being the long rivets. Alright. Those two I have to re-drill. go. Now we're getting there. Okay, let's ream out a few holes. I got 2 more here in the middle I need to drill, and I should be able to finish this off. I'm pretty sure you can't see much of anything anymore, so I'm just going to finish this off. Unfortunately, I'm kind of running out of extra lights, but I got all the extra holes drilled out I needed to up in there, across the back of the bus. So I'm just waiting for the paint to dry on the touch-up there, and then I can put the last few rivets in. Then I just need to do the corner, and I'm ready to start working this side sheet down. But I will see you over the next horizon, and hopefully on the continuation of this project.